Two.
Yes, Pelvis, I did get the text. Yeah, Brandy Lee, I remember her. You had her on the show before. Yes, she is a pretty girl. Oh, yeah, and sing. Whew, that girl can write some music, can't she? Oh, my Lord. Anyhow, yeah, I'll do her justice. I know you like her a lot. Yeah, you admire her talent. And yeah, and she's still living out there in Arizona, you say. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, I'll do her justice, believe me, all right? And Belvis, you take care of yourself, you handsome dog, you. Oh, you are a dog, though. All right. Okay, no, I've got my camera on right now. I was ready to go when you called. Okay, let me go. Let me go. Let me go. I'll do my show. I will do her justice, believe me. All right. Love you, Pelvis. Bye-bye. All right. Well, anyhow, let me start the show. That was Pelvis I was talking to. That man, he just treats me like I'm a queen. Huh. A lot of people do. Huh. Anyway, today we have Brandy Lee. Now, she's been on the show before. And Pelvis texted me some information about her, and I'm going to read that because I want to get it right. I want to do justice by this girl. She's very talented. But before we get into that, I want to tell you a little story, all right? And you remember my last segment, I told you about Leon James and I going to Las Vegas and getting married, and that handsome Elvis impersonator. Ooh, that man. Anyhow, and we had that run in with that hooker, and she thought I was a $25 hooker. Well, you know what? I didn't get. I was upset by it, but I learned later on that I can understand why that girl thought that. And I'm going to tell you this little story. Now, Leon James, he was a good man. He was a good man. He had his faults, believe me. That's why I had to divorce him. But he was a good man up until a certain point. But we were married, I don't know, maybe 6, 8 months. And Leon got hurt real bad at work. Terrible. That man was laid up. Oh, he was laid up. And I had to bring him soups and everything else in there. And I had to spoon feed that boy. And anyway, we were getting low on money. And I said to him, Leon, I got to go do some work. And he was right about this. He said, Unis, you can't go out hoeing because it's wintertime. Nobody's doing any gardening. Yeah, it's true. When you hoe gardens, wintertime's your roughest time because, I learned that from my daddy when he taught me how to hoe. And he said, Eunice, you got to make your money when the sun shines. Well, in the wintertime down here, it gets cold. It's not good for the crop, so you can't hoe. And I'm getting off subject. I'm sorry. So I looked in the paper and I said, Leon, I don't know how you feel about this, but there's a strip club over in Shepherdstown that's hiring. And he said, Eunice, darling, I hate to ask, but we need to pay bills, girl. And if that's the only thing that's available, go do it. And so, it's okay, just to save our family and our little togetherness, I'll go do that. So I went over and I applied, and the man looked me over and he goes, I think you'd be fine for the job, Eunice. So I was nervous. And my first night at work, all right. Now, what I was getting paid minimum wage plus all my tips, okay? So, and I brought my tips home every night. So that would have been good, So I remember my first night I went to work, and it was my only night. I got to tell you that right up front. I went there, and like I said, I was nervous, and I was new at it, and I got up there, and I was looking around to see what the girls were doing, and I was shaking everything I had, And then I saw one girl, I'd never seen that twerk before. I was up there, I'm doing all that stuff, and getting into it. I was feeling the music because I like to dance, and I was up there shaking around and doing my thing. And flipping my hair and spinning around and letting them see everything. I had a top on and I had a bottom on. I wasn't nude, but they wanted me to. And but I was out there just shaking everything, trying to make that money. And so at the end of the night, they got all my tips put together, and I was happy. And I got home, and Leon James says, "Unis, how'd you do?" And I said, "Well, Leon, I shook everything I had, baby, and I made some money." And he goes, "Well, how much you make?" But I don't know how much I made on my hourly, but in my tips, I made $37.25. And he said, "Well, who in the hell was the cheap bastard who gave you 25 cents?" I said, "Well, Leon, they all did." Well, I soon found out that wasn't the norm. So, I said, well, maybe I'm not cut out for this. I got the goods, but maybe I can't shake it right. So anyhow, that's my story. Let's get to Brandy Lee, okay? Anyhow, I'll talk about Brandy Lee here. Now, she's got a new song out, Crazy Days. Oh, and these are some crazy days, I'm telling you. Now, listen, I want to get this right. So I'm going to look at my text, and I'm going to read some about Brandy Lee, but I need to put my reading glasses on, okay? And let me get this text, okay? All right. Now, okay, let me find it here. Okay. According to what Pelvis wants me to tell you about her, apparently she lived in a town called Oak Creek, Colorado. And she was 13 years old when she got her first guitar. She was into dance, like most girls. I was too. Apparently I wasn't that good at it, but I was into my dance. But she was into dance, and then she got a guitar at 13 years old, and says she didn't put it down since then. Well, that's saying something there. And then when she got older, she moved to Denver, Colorado. Wow, and she joined a lot of cover bands. They were doing other people's music. Okay, and then Brandy had a passion for writing her own songs, so she started her own band. It was called the Brandy Lee Band. Well, that's a good name for it, because everybody knows who she is and who the band is. And apparently, she got a heck of a following up there, and an FM station up there, K99 FM, were promoting her and playing her music. So she got quite an audience going for herself up there. And she wanted to expand her horizons, I guess, so she moved to Southern California. And in 2015, she won the Best New Country Vocalist from the West Coast Country Music Association. You go on, girl. You go on with that. That's 2015. Oh, my Lord. You're doing good. Okay, and now Pelvis telling me he talked to her, and she's living in Arizona someplace, and she has her own studio and all that. And what did he say here? She's got a new album coming out. I don't know if this song's part of it, but she has a new album coming out. And Pelvis says that she told him that she's got enough music written to do 2 albums. So, Brandy Lee, you're gonna be on our horizon, girl. We'll be back on this show quite a bit, and we'll let you know when this album comes out. Okay, so that's enough about that. But anyhow, let's get to the music. Okay, so you're gonna watch this video and listen to this song. Let me take these glasses off. Okay, getting dizzy. Whew. All right, put these back on again. Oh my Lord, I was dizzy looking out there. Anyhow, here's Brandy Lee, Crazy Days. You take it, girl.
This is for every boy and girl. Let this song be heard around the world. We can bring some peace and harmony to every boy and girl. Oh, yes, we can. bring some peace and harmony to our world. Bring a smile, little sun, to turn a frown upside down. Come rain or shine, we're one day away these cloudy days. We're gonna find some peace through these crazy days. Oh, we're gonna find a way through all these crazy days. Bring a smile through the sunshine. All these crazy days. All these crazy days. Oh, we'll bring a little smile. Oh, we're gonna see through it. These cloudy days. Oh, I know we're gonna find a way. Oh, through these crazy days. Through these crazy days. Oh, we're gonna find a way. Every woman, man, and child through these crazy days. Oh, we're gonna find a way. Every woman, man, and child through these crazy days.
All right. Now, there's quite a message in that song, quite a message there, and we should all heed that, okay? Because, you know, even with this COVID going on right now, we don't need any of that other stuff. You know, Pelvis says something that I totally agree with, that the whole planet, everybody on the planet should act like they're in a band, a musical band together. Because, and this is what Pelvis says all the time, because when you're in a band, there is no race, there's no color, there's no nothing. There's a drummer, there's a sax player, there's a guitar players, there's the bass player, there's the keyboard player. No matter who in the hell's beating on it, you know, there is no color. There's no color in a band. You just do what you got to do when you got to do it, and you're in the band. You're there, and that's all that counts. And that's all that should count in our lives too, okay? Now, you all, Brandy Lee's information will be down below. She has a Reverb Nation site, plus that girl's on Spotify, she's on Twitter, she's on everything. You know, this girl's out there. So you look her up and you listen to all of her music because she's worth listening to. And anybody else out there that wants to have their music promoted, we'll do the same thing for you. I won't tell the same old 25 cents a piece tip story or anything like that, you know, but well, this is what we do. We try to put a little color into it and get your music promoted. But your music is the most important thing to us. Now, this song and this video will be on a lot of different platforms, media platforms. That Pelvis has a whole bunch. He's emailing, he's posting, he's doing everything, and it gets in the cycle, and this thing will be put out there quite a bit. So, and we can do the same thing for you. So, you know, here's the email address if you want to participate and have your video spotlighted on our show, Screw the News. Just send it to screwthenews2020@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to do it for you. We'll be over the moon, as Pelvis says. All right. So listen. I got to go get back out there. There's another garage sale. I just bought this at a garage sale, so I'm going back out, spend some more of my hard-earned money. All right, so you take care of one another. We're almost through this COVID thing. Get your shot if you haven't already gotten it. And just remember, Pelvis loves you, Unis loves you, and Delmer, look, baby, I still got a heart on for you, my man. Woo, I love that Delmer boy. All right, everybody, bye-bye.